I'm not a good crypto trader. I have a bunch of Sol, that's good, but I'm just too busy with the game and with other stuff, and not so much really trying to make a fortune with trading, which I would like to do, but time is just not on my side, and I like to spend my
Good.
time in a way that I get
Yeah.
good energy and vibes.
It burns brain cells.
Yes, it's
Close to
hard.
that.
Like try to trade meme coins, you will
No,
lose.
you
You
go
will lose
crazy.
brain cells
Yeah, no, for
instantly.
sure. One day when I have the time, when it's not too late, let's see. But for now, I just like to spend my time here, so all good.
Yeah, we're in our own dungeons, you know, having fun in the dungeons.
Yep.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone.
Good morning to everyone.
GM.
GM.
GM. We're going to do the first Brewshop that we had. Well, technically not the first, but the first one that we officially named it like this. And we thought the Starpath was going to be a great topic for this. So we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. We have a couple ideas. We have a couple things that we want to mention. So
I feel that Francesca should be here, right? Perhaps
I
for
think
this topic.
she was going to join. I don't know where she is, but she should be joining soon.
Good stuff.
We'll do some with the news first. So yeah, we will start with that first, and then we get on the main topic. But we'll start in like 1 or 2 minutes. Hopefully, everyone is chilling. You have your water, your coffee, your beer, whatever you enjoy. We want this to be an open conversation, so anyone can talk. You just need to set up push to talk. We are definitely
Drinking
looking for
some tea and
feedback
shrooms.
and thoughts from people. So, yeah, just feel free to engage at any time. I see a lot of people in the chat already. We'll always check the chat out. So I see a lot of people putting GM there. Woodbow, Crash, Stick, Empress. How are you doing, Empress? E-Slicer, NDR, Beaconham Benny, the slowest PUBG player. Rico,
Jesus.
Ahota, all legends. Only legends in the chat. Tigo just waking up from Funcracker. Huh. We need to add those. We don't have them in this server, right?
No, I think you're lacking the second batch, so we should definitely get those added.
Yeah, for sure. They look pretty cool. Beyond the Horizon, GM. Beyond the Horizon, definitely looking to hear your thoughts on this. In this Starpath brew, for sure. I think it's going to be important from content creators. But I think we can get started quickly with some noteworthy news. Jose, Dom, what do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
As we get started on this Atlas Brew number 136. Well, first of all, I think the network right now, Solana, I don't think this is noteworthy per se, but definitely we need to mention it. I think Solana and the fees have gone up a little bit. So you may experience some transactions if you're playing Sage, or if you're transacting anything on the Solana chain. You may experience some transactions failures. So some of your transactions are probably not going to get through and not hit the chain. So make sure that you turn up those the priority fees, because that has been going up. I think it went up 10% overall, according to some data that I saw today. So if you can bump your priority fees, your transaction fees a little bit, you will experience a higher chance of your transaction going through. So wanted to start with that because I saw a lot of reports today in the chat, and just make sure that if your transactions are not working, it's very likely because of this reason. But going back, well, not going back, going to some good stuff. I think we all have to acknowledge the new Bitcoin all-time high today. I think we got to 93.4, I think, if I am not mistaken. I didn't really check the exact number, but it went up a lot today. I know a lot of people here are probably happy about it. So congratulations if you're holding any Bitcoin. We've been waiting for this for a good 4 years almost. So congratulations to everyone who held to this moment.
Not easy
And
at all.
no, not easy. We went through a lot. We went through a lot, huge lot. So congratulations if you're still in Bitcoin. And going to our ecosystem now, there's a couple of noteworthy news that we want to mention. The first one being the Golden Carnival Week 2. It's the Busan and Ogrika Week. And there are some cool prizes out there. So I'll make sure that you guys check out the prices that we have. I don't know, Dom or Jose, if you have the picture of the prices. I just posted the link in the chat for the Friday event. So make sure to mark us interested so you don't miss it. We also want to stream on Twitch this Friday. So it should be fun. Should be fun. And make sure that you mark us interested there. And yeah, the prices, as Dom just said, we have 2 Maiden Hearts, 4 Ogrika Sound Pass, 20 36, 30 Ogrika Meek, 35 Thrill of Life. Some cool prices out there. Definitely less prices than last week, but higher value.
Yeah,
at
they are
least.
heavier. Those are some badass ships. And
Jose,
Made
you're
it
not
hard.
allowed to win, bro. You're not allowed to win this week, bro.
yeah. What do you guys think? Like, should I be allowed to run again with the golden tickets? Will you guys riot too much if I win? Something like a maiden heart?
I
Let me
would.
know in the chat.
I would riot. Go all in.
The people's voice is God's voice. Dominic Payne,
Cosmic currents, bro.
Cosmic
They want
Currents
you
all
to
the
go
way.
in, Jose.
You know, when I go in, I go to win, Santi.
I know, I saw that. A D9. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, bro. It's already working for the glory of Nutopia.
I like that. I like that. Congratulations, my brother. You deserve it. I was
I'm
happy when I saw that.
Me too.
just on the topic of the Golden Carnival. We were just talking with the econ team yesterday, and they were talking about how much benefit this has to the economy right now. There's a lot of good things happening in the economy just because of the Golden Carnival, golden tickets, because everyone needs resources for those. Everyone's doing something different. So a lot of good things happening in the Sage economy, which is really exciting. Plus, I mean, these events are just really fun, as long as you're just trying to have fun with them. By the way, the Golden Carnival Week 2 event that they were just talking about is 10 a.m. Pacific this Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. But if you show up 30 minutes early, we're gonna have some marble games and we're gonna be giving away golden tickets. So come 30 minutes early. We'll give some stuff away. We'll have some fun. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But yeah, also not the worthy new is the Dow Treasury at $3 million. You know that we also have the Dow Council. I think we have Funcracker here from the Dow Council. I don't know if there are
Woohoo!
any council members here as well, but $3 million is no joke. There's a lot that can be done for the ecosystem with $3 million. I mean, I know the ecosystem fund is less than that, but still, $3 million is definitely a lot. So hopefully, we keep seeing that go up more for the Star Atlas DAO and the community. But yeah, I think with that we went fast through the noteworthy news, and we can get on the main topic for today, which is Starpath. And the format that we want to do today, guys, is a brew shop. So brew shop means basically getting you all involved in the planning that we have for certain things, like we did with Search a couple weeks ago, and like we want to do with Starpath now. And the idea is to have an open conversation. We want feedback from you. We want to hear your thoughts, and everybody's more than welcome to uh, post anything in the chat. We'll be reading, or also to unmute and share your thoughts. But yeah, getting on the main topic. So Starpath. If you don't know what Starpath is, it's basically what was intended to be our referral program, and we have launched two versions of Starpath so far. We had Starpath V1, which was not really used. I think the rewards were a little bit too small, and it was points based. So you referred someone and you get a certain amount of points, and then you were able to exchange those points for rewards. If I am not mistaken, this was more than 3 years ago that we launched, or around 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
This was a
So
long time
We
ago.
had things like tiers and categories and prizes that could be exchanged. It was, yeah, really
it was
not optimal.
interesting. Interesting to say the least.
Yeah, let's go with interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was the Starpath B1, and definitely didn't work. There's no way around it. It didn't work,
I think if I remember
and
correctly, people just didn't care about it.
Yeah,
People just
exactly. No
stayed
one
in
used
here.
it.
it wasn't exciting enough. Yes, that was what happened with Starpath V1. I think.
I think that was before my time working here. I think if I remember correctly, but yeah, if I remember
Mm,
correctly, it was. I don't think people cared about it. Yeah.
No, but the thing was, it was really right. The rewards were difficult to get. You had to like make a lot of referrals. Then you got like something very small, so it was just less interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Oh my gosh, I think I remember it was Whitticus talking about it, and he was talking about how much work, how many referrals he would have to do just to get a Pierce X4. Oh my god, I remember this now. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
how many referrals he'd have to do to get just one Pierce X4, and he was like, "This is not worth it at all. This is awful." No, yeah, so, uh, oh, we went away from that.
We went away from that, and we went with Starpath V2, which worked better. Which worked better. We partnered with Bodylink for that, and it's the program that you know now. You can get a code, and if someone clicks on your link and makes a transaction, they're logged under your code, and you get rewards. What is the problem with this Starpath V2 and current version that we have out? Well, it's not really working as a referral program. Let's all be open and honest about it. It's definitely not working as a referral program. It doesn't reward the key contributors, and it's more of a discounts program, let's say, than a referral program. So people are basically self-referring and getting the full discount for themselves, which is definitely not how it's intended. And we have gotten reports from people using the Starpath codes, so like content creators, for example, saying, "Oh, listen, I can't really use the Starpath code because if I refer someone and then they find out that they could get a bigger discount by self-referring, they come after me and they say, dude, like you should have told us that this was an option before. Like I feel scammed." And that's what many content creators, organic content creators mainly, brought to our attention. So we haven't really been able to focus on Starpath because of everything that was going on. But now we are starting to have time to focus on Starpath and try to fix it. So we want to brainstorm with you guys. We have done internal brainstorms and have a couple ideas on a possible new version of Starpath. I don't think we want to call it Starpath, definitely not. And since the tech hasn't really evolved a lot when it comes to like third parties to use for a referral system and different other reasons, we're thinking a couple ideas. Before we move into this, I want to make sure that everybody's following. Are there any questions on Starpath B2 or B1? before we get on the heavy brainstorming here, or anything that I missed
I'm kind of
clarifying.
just real quick before we move on
Yeah.
to the kind of talking about the newer version of Starpath. I'm pretty interested in, is there anything about Starpath 2.0 that anyone maybe liked, or something that you thought was a benefit of it, or something that was good about it, or maybe you guys think it was total dog shit, and that's totally okay. But is there anything about Starpath 2.0 that you guys enjoyed? I have my own opinion. We've already kind of talked about it. It kind of just being a discount program. I think there were some benefits to that, especially during a bear market. And my second one is a kind of a lack of control over your link and who you refer and who you get referred by. That would be my second kind of issue with it. Because some people would just accidentally be referred by someone, and then everything you buy, a portion of that is getting sent to someone who maybe you don't even want to support. So I know there's also some issues with that. So I know there's a couple things that were popularly complained about, and I agree with those. But like I said, I'm interested in if there's anything that anyone liked, and if not, it's totally okay. That's probably even more reason for us to go to the third Starpath version.
If
I
I
tried.
may,
What's up, Ronald?
yeah. So what I really liked is that it was on chain, and that you could at least. I mean, yes, it was indeed as you mentioned. There was definitely an issue with not being completely sure who referred you, but it was at least on chain visible, and you could see everything happening on chain. So it was very easy to verify things, or well, not very easy, but it was possible to verify things. Um, yeah, I think that really stood out to me. It was at least from that point onward, like when the body link stuff came in, it was relatively transparent and um, yeah, all viewable on chain.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So on-chain viewing, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Benny's talked about another thing here. I tried Starpath to self-refer, realized a certain someone got my rewards. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about with the second reason of Starpath 2.0 kind of being iffy is, like I said, you have no control over who you get referred by. And it's just kind of you get referred, and then if you don't do some crazy shit in the back end to like remove it, then you're kind of screwed. Um, so I definitely agree with that one for sure. Like I said, I think it had its role the last year and a half. It wasn't intended for that role, but I think it had its role. But I think
It's
we're
ready to
definitely
die.
yeah yeah exactly.
It's ready to be killed.
We're taking Starpath 2.0 out back like it's Old Yeller. If anyone gets that, I hope someone gets that. Please, someone get
Take
that.
it to the back of the
Yes.
yard.
No control on Starpath is a big one. Yeah, I think there needs to be good control over something like this.
What do you mean with control?
Being able to know who you're being referred by, that's huge. It's a massive one, of course. Well, I guess this is for Starpath 2. Being able to know who you're being referred by, because you want to know who you're supporting, for sure. You want to know who you're supporting. That was the big issue with
Mhm.
Starpath 2.0. I think for Starpath 3.0, after our ideas, we can talk about how that makes sense. I don't want to spoil anything too
Yeah.
early, but Beyond the Horizon, I stopped running my little commercial a bit ago because I did not want people getting mad at me once they realized they could make a second wallet and self-refer. But I wanted to thank
Exactly.
anyone who did use my link. Yeah, exactly. That's what Santi said earlier. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the feedback not only from you Beyond the Horizon, but from I think all the creators. Like they felt bad basically sharing their Starpath code because yeah, people will then come after them and say, "Dude, like you didn't tell me I could self-refer and get more money." And imagine that you want a referral program and the users who are going to bring other users in are like, well, I can't really use it because they're going to get mad at me. So like, doesn't make any sense, right?
Another kind of
So,
detriment to Starpath 2.0 was, I mean, if you did get someone, right, to get into the Star Atlas through your Starpath link and they were a new person, our onboarding is really just not optimized at all. And that's something we're working on now. And with Starpath 3.0, whatever we call it, and whatever we come up with from these calls, that'll work a lot better together as well. Anyways, I know we need to move on, but just a lot to improve, a lot to think about, a lot to reflect on.
Definitely. We've been asking for the creator for feedback, and we definitely want feedback from the community. And I'm honestly, I don't know if I should say surprised, but the only good thing that people mentioned about Starpath V2 is that it was on chain. I mean, some people
Yeah.
are probably happy that they got discounts.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought more people would care about the discounts. This is just me personally, but I thought more people would care about getting. What was it effectively? Like 35%. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it was 32.5.
32.5. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought more people would care about that 32.5% discount, and not wanting to lose it. So I am a little shocked that no one said they liked that part, but.
But that's the abusement part of it, right? That
No,
should
but
not
that is
have happened to begin with. So yeah,
absolutely it shouldn't have. But it's still one of those things that maybe people liked.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Nah.
yeah, again, it's a
Nah.
discounts program, not really. Yeah. But yeah, I think we can get on Starpath 3.0. And again, like we have a couple ideas on how to relaunch this for it to make more sense. And it also not be a thing that will require a lot of development time either. We don't want to take away development time from the game. So having those things in mind and how to relaunch it, we thought of a couple things, and we want to check this and get feedback from you guys on your thoughts. What could go right? What could go wrong? And name is one of the things that we want feedback on for sure. We don't want to call it Starpath 3.0. Please, no. Let's
Cosmic
not.
connection.
The
Cosmic Connection.
bro. The cosmic
Cosmic
current.
Connection. I'll take it. I don't mind that name.
No, bro.
Nah,
I don't
bro.
mind that name, bro.
Bro.
I wrote it down.
No way, bro.
Copilot.
Jesus.
Somebody said call it Starstat.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Let's not get started with that. What a drama. But yeah, let's get on the. We don't need to brainstorm a name right now. Let's get on the specifics, on the things that we thought about. So we believe that for this to properly work, it needs to make a big switch, of course, and that switch will start first with going from anyone being able to create a code to gating it to key contributors. So you probably need to apply to get a code based on on the value that you can contribute or the chances that you have of getting people in. So for example, a select group of content creators, of key contributors, community leaders, and maybe guilds. We're thinking about also including guilds. So guilds being able to get their own Starpath code linked to their treasury wallet. But when we talk about guilds, we get on a rabbit hole, on a deeper rabbit hole, because people will be able to self-refer in there as well. But we can get on that. So that's the first thing that we thought, like removing the possibility for anyone to just create a code and spam the code everywhere, to people and contributors and groups that actually make sense that they have a code. So key contributors. We were thinking also as well on what the discounts should be. We thought of the possibility of having some drama out there if we remove the possibility to get the discounts right now, and people not being able to get that 32.5% discount. But based on the start of this conversation, and Dom, I think you get the same feeling as I do, that's not going to be a great drama, removing that. I think we can all agree that it's more important that the program works well to getting people from the outside than basically you being able to self-refer. So that's
Which makes me really happy, by the way. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, like it just means everyone here is contributing to this conversation from a view of wanting the program to succeed and not their own personal, advantages. So, I bullish. I think that's
Bullish.
amazing.
Yeah. So those are the key quick things that we thought about. We can get down to the rabbit hole now, but really quickly, how we see it changing is it being from anyone creating a code and being able to spam it and being able to self-refer, to groups of people or key contributors that will need to apply or that will join the first batch as testers, let's say, and them being the only ones who have a code. So we gate it for these people. So, for example, content creators like Beyond the Horizon, like Metaverse Explorer, like Sigi, people who like KeplerNet, people who are out there every day producing content and onboarding people, being able to actually be rewarded. That in itself, to me goes a huge way towards a more stable program, let's say, or something that makes more sense. Do people agree out there that that's a good move, like making it gated and making it make more sense for key contributors? I want to see the chat. Or is someone against that?
Then content creators can be rewarded like any other, and there's no need for weird pips. Yeah, I think this is what makes it, like, when you make a program that just makes sense. The good thing is that it makes sense and it works. This is a tried and true method of gating something, gating a referral program, so that only specific people can use it, and that way it's not just used as this discount. Instead, it can actually be used by content creators to get people inside, and not only just that, but people would genuinely want to use other people's links for either a discount, or these new people would see it and they would be like, oh, you get this 10% discount and you can't get it anywhere else. The creator feels better knowing that they're giving something genuinely valuable to new players, and then the new players feel good that they're getting something of value. Even old players can use other links from people. So yeah, I think everyone. The only thing we were, talking about people wanting is some kind of discount because you guys like we were just talking about losing that 32.5% discount. But it sounds like everyone's on board here, which is great. Like genuinely, that's great. I'm loving
I
this.
saw a comment from Leaks and Bohemian saying, we also create content. We should get one. Well, I think we should define thresholds for who gets a code.
And this is actually problem number one. Is I think if you give everyone a discount code, then it just becomes the same thing in my eyes. Like it truly needs to be exclusive for it to work. And in my personal opinion, there needs to be genuine thresholds of like how you can get accepted or how you're chosen, and it can't just be everyone can get it. I'll be honest. And if anyone has their own opinion on that or feedback, I'd love to hear it. But I think it's imperative that this is kind of, I think Francesca said it, but it's more on the exclusive side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it needs to feel like it's exactly that. It like where I've seen a lot of success is that there is a level of exclusivity. Otherwise it doesn't really make sense as a program. So that's, I think, the balance that has to be drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think people are on board with the approach.
People are talking about different tiers. I think different tiers can get a little confusing. Maybe unless we make sure that it's all clear and effective. But
I would start with the
impression is
single
different
tier
tiers. Yeah,
first version.
My first impression is different tiers makes it a little bit more confusing. Yeah, Starpath V1 was also a failure.
And the guild conversation, that's something that we're interested in. Like, should guilds get their own Starpath code as well? I think my quick reaction is definitely yes. Like, I think guilds are one of the biggest recruiting and retention mechanisms that we have in Star Atlas as a whole. So I wouldn't want to exclude them. Guilds make it a little bit tougher to track that they're not self-referring. Like guilds open up a little bit of the floodgates when it comes to being able to game the system. Like, for example, what we are scared of is a guild saying, hey guys, use our code and you get ships for cheaper, let's say. And they just self-refer, you know? Like they sell the ships for cheaper to their members or something like that. But we will be able to track that on chain. So you will just get penalized and lose your code, basically.
Mm-hmm. There's basically just more room for workarounds and kind of cheating the system a little bit more with guilds, because they have more of an incentive to get their members cheaper ships, because in the future when combat is online, the more ships you have, the more combat power you have, the more all of these ships you have, obviously you're going to be more powerful. So that becomes a little bit iffy, and I think it requires some trust, but it also requires of us having sufficient ways of tracking what guilds are doing. So I think it is I fully agree, by the way, that guilds 100% should have Starpath referral codes. They are one of the biggest recruiting mechanisms, not even just recruiting mechanisms, but like when new players come in and they have no idea what they're doing, guilds are the people who teach them as well, so there should be some benefit to the guilds. There should be some kickback to the guilds. Like these are things that should be happening, and I think it can help the guild kind of ecosystem flourish even more. So, yeah, a lot of thinking here, to be honest. I think I know we have some ideas that we're probably coming up on, but yeah, super exciting stuff here.
There's a question that we had as well is, so for example, if there's a threshold to get accepted if you're a guild, and there are guilds that are accepted and guilds that are not accepted, will that create too big of an advantage for the accepted guild? Would that be unfair?
That's that's another thing. Should what qualifies your guild, and then does it become just a big guilds get bigger kind of thing? Should every guild be able to do it? And then at that point, what if one single person just calls himself a guild, and then they're able to just get a referral code by themselves and kind of bypass that system? What qualifies a guild? Like all or none thinking does not work here, especially if you think one person can start a guild. Genuinely, it doesn't. There needs to be some kind of thinking around this. So, but
Carlos says all or none. I don't think that's possible. Like if we just do all for the sake of doing all, like.
And Fun Craig, you said, isn't it the same for content creators? There's a huge difference here, where guilds are like, content creators are participating in the game. Absolutely, they are. But guilds are participating in the game in a way different way. And I think anyone who says otherwise is not having a good faith conversation. Guilds are participating in the economy, in the game, and they're moving in ways that is completely different. There are, in some cases, hundreds of people in a guild. And like I said, if you give one guild that's on the bigger side this discount code, this Starpath link, and you give them these recruiting mechanisms to get people in their guild, and then you have like these other guilds who are maybe like 5 or 10 people, like, should they both get Starpath codes? And then, like I said, what if someone's like, what if, let's say we go with Drum Carlos's thinking, and we say, okay, all guilds get a Starpath code. Then what's stopping Viking Benny from making, if he didn't have Heimdall Industries, what's stopping him from making Viking Benny DAC Party of One and getting a referral code? Like what's stopping?
But he's gonna refer himself.
Exactly.
That's the problem. That's the problem. If everyone can do that, this just becomes Starpath 2.0 all over again. His intelligence leaks. Can you expand on that? Sorry, go for it.
He said that his intelligence is the limit.
No, my point, Dom, was not so much, of course. I get what you're saying. I completely agree. But the question was like, is this benefiting the bigger guilds over the smaller ones? And my point is, it's the same with happening with content creators, right? In the sense that if they could, let's say, earn their keep or buy better equipment or spend more time because of the kickback, then newer content creators will have the same issues where they have to fight better financed already existing content creators. So that is more my approach here.
Mm.
But do money influence some as much in the content creator side than it would in a DAC side?
No, I
Right.
get that. I get that. I get that.
The goal of this program, Ahota, is a genuine referral program, a rewarding way to, a rewarding program to allow people in our community to go out there and recruit their friends, recruit other strangers via content creation, and get them into the Star Atlas ecosystem in a way that's rewarding. That's the goal of the program.
Exactly. Yeah. And it opens up also. And I'm curious about this from a guild perspective. So, Funkcracker, Benny, you guys are guild leaders. Do you think that people in your guild will use and share the guild's Starpath code? Or will they want something for themselves, let's say, or not use it? I'm really curious about that.
No, I think if you have a guild where everybody is thinking only about their own bottom line, then those people should not be in a guild, and you can also just close your guild. So, of course, I mean, we have a referral code, and our members are using it. So it has been proven. I know same goes for Rome. You can look both of us up actually in the on the leaderboard because we are there with our own name in the referral codes. It's very easy to see. So yeah, no, that will definitely happen.
So Quindar said, and this will probably go into Santi, what another thing we have. Why not depend on the XP generated on the referred player after X hours played or level reach reward the referral? This way, everyone can create a code and bring in new players. Not sure if it's smart to exclude half the player base from inviting new people. Well, firstly, I disagree with the last half of your thing, but I do agree with the first half being. It should. I still think the program should be exclusive. I don't think everyone should be able to make a Starpath code anymore. I just don't think that works. You want creators and guilds to feel like they're out there recruiting, and I know everyone wants to recruit, but there needs to be some kind of gating mechanism here to make it all work. But the first thing you talked about being, let's say Afia recruits someone with their code and they get a 10% kickback in the form of, let's say 500 USDC. One of the things we've talked about is what if that player who was referred has to complete in-game actions, has to play for a certain amount of hours for Afia, Ronald, to get that 500 USDC unlocked. So it would be like after 10 hours played and these objectives complete, you would get like 100 USDC. And it gets unlocked over time, and that's how all referrers work. And that way, it doesn't completely negate the malicious self referrals, but it makes it a lot harder. And I think that is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's one thing that we also wanted to do. Like you were saying, Dom, only unlocking the rewards after the person that you referred makes a certain or reaches a certain threshold of activity in game.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do that. Like we can actually track that.
Hello.
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 friend.
Hey, you can hear me.
I can.
Yeah, this is Bohemian. You guys are talking about so many things, and then Funcracker is talking, so I had to jump in. I apologize for that.
No, this is what it's for, man. We want to hear from you.
Yes, yes, and Starpath has been, as everybody knows, or at least everybody that was here last year, was heavily discussed and in some instances heavily criticized for its weaknesses, right? We don't want to repeat the same errors, right? And now we're talking about exclusivity, right? And
Hmm.
we have to think about the players, not just the guilds, right? Giving benefits to the guilds because they are the promoters of Star Atlas, but we also have to think of the individuals that are not aligned to a guild but are big promoters. So, and also the secret individuals that are they do belong to guilds but they are not declared. You understand? They are secret members and they will not use a code because that will give them away. I mean, there are so many variations. Don't just say, "Like we're gonna give it to the two biggest guilds." And Pancracker already, you know, volunteer his guild in Rome, and obviously because they are the biggest by public membership, but they are other people playing the game, and they will be willing to promote it if they are rewards. So we need to be more inclusive, not just pick the biggest guilds and the people that we know are the common promoters. There's a lot of people also out there that will be willing to help Star Atlas promote the game
If
through this
if
Starpath.
they can
I'm
if
done.
they can prove that they've been working on that, we could give them, like, if they meet one of the thresholds, one of the requirements, they can get a code.
Yeah,
Like that's
this
Correct.
doesn't exclude those people. It
yeah.
doesn't exclude players, especially non guild players. Like this isn't just for guilds. I just want to make that abundantly clear. It
Thank
is
you. I wanted
exclusive.
to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
just for guilds. This is for it basically. I mean, this is a program for people with influence to go out there and use a code and kind of be incentivized to go out there and recruit people. That's bare bones. Like that's what it is. It's for groups or people with influence to go out there and recruit new people and get rewarded for it. Um, I like it. I've already said it, but this definitely should be gated. It shouldn't be open to everyone. But I do think, Bohemian, to your point, there should be requirements, and these should be open and public requirements that people can see and be like, okay, I need to do this, this, and then I can get my Starpath 3.0 code and I can start recruiting. But at least you have a clear vision of what you need to get accepted into that program. And it can be open to any players. You can be non-guild, you can be in a guild, you can be Oni, Mud, Ooster, you can be Ecos, you could be Tufa. It doesn't matter your faction, doesn't matter your guild, as long as you are actively working on your influence, actively going out there and trying to promote Star Atlas, talking about Star Atlas, and you obviously you're a good person, but as long as you're fitting these requirements that we'll put in, then yeah, you'll be able to join. We're gonna have the requirements in a way where anyone should be able to join, given that they work hard and they're actually trying to improve the ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. But the requirement needs to be very clear, and people have to know like how to get there. It also encourages people to create content. It encourages people to make their guilds more effective. So
Mm-hmm. Like I hope what I hope is this would go like let's say Starpath 3.0 comes out today. Maybe to go to some of the guilds, the bigger guilds. It would go to some of the bigger content creators, and then we'd have these requirements. And then Bohemian, you would be able to be like, okay, so Beyond the Horizon, Metaverse Explorer, they both got their creator codes. How did they get their creator codes? Let me go see. Okay, there's these requirements. Okay, I just need to do these two things, and then I can get my code and apply. And then you'll be able to get your code from doing those, fulfilling these requirements. That's kind of how I see it, anyway. I hope maybe that makes more sense, or
Yeah, in a wild idea here, this is for Jose. You can even include them as part of the task that you give for the Never Alone quest that's going to end very soon, I hope. Uh,
Mhm.
that people that got certain number of points, they were involved, they participated for a 1 year long Never Alone quest. That I mean, that could be a requirement right there. There are so many ways that we can qualify individuals. It's
Mhm.
great. if we do it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the idea.
Yes, Sage experience. Yeah, lots of things to look on.
Big Man JB said, I think codes should go to guilds of at least a certain size and creators with a channel of a certain size on at least one platform. I agree. I just think there needs to be like publicly known and accessible requirements. Like the guild thing is a little iffy. It gets a little weird when it comes to guilds, just because of these guilds are competing in game, and you give one guild an advantage that another guild doesn't have, and it becomes a little weird in my opinion. So I think there's gonna be some balancing that's needed. Content creators is a lot easier, to be honest, but for guilds it's a little funky. But
And
that's why we're having this
another
conversation.
wild idea right here, Dominic, Jose,
Mhm.
don't tell anybody, but what if the codes are different? That each code gives you a different benefit, flavors, vanilla, chocolate code. I mean, we have all different kinds of flavors.
No way,
Just
bro.
I'm throwing it right there on the table. People don't cry.
Oh, man.
I like it,
Jesus.
man. Now I want some ice cream, man.
Vanilla chocolate code.
Awesome.
Are you guys listening?
I like that. The whipped cream and cherries code. PG, what's up, man?
Sorry. I think we need to be very careful with
Mhm.
this Starpath, because we already did, in my opinion, a mistake with LP, and the biggest became bigger. And if we're going to do the same, we're going to repeat the same mistake. The biggest will become bigger again. Even if not all the guilds have a content creator, but the ones that are here or started now, are going to have 10 times more difficult to grow. So the same way the LP was a system that only the bigger ones had the opportunity to compound very fast the fleets. If you go in again for the biggest guilds and the bigger content creators, you're going to repeat the same mistake. So, or is one system that is equal to everyone, or is zero system to all?
I didn't understand the second part. So is a system that's equal to everyone or what?
Or no system at all.
Oh, no system at
That's
all.
what
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking for a system that is fair, and I agree 100%. Give the man a copy. Yes.
Well, exclusive by nature is not fair, right? An exclusive program, but that's
Oh,
usually
it's requirements. It's requirements. I mean, there has to be a lower bar, right? There has to be, otherwise everybody gets a code.
Yeah, I don't think Starpath works if everyone can get a code. I'm just gonna I'll put that out there. I'm down. Like as many ways we can make this fair, I'm down for. Like I've already said, make the requirements public. Everyone understands how to get it. But I think as soon as you make it like everyone can have a code, that's when we run into problems, and that's where we run into abuse, and that's when we can't track all these people having a code. You know, like we need to have the ability to track and be like, is this person abusing their code? Is there anything malicious going on? And once we open it up to everyone, how do we do that? You know.
And why
Mhm.
the return need to be a discount on ships? Why
Maybe
cannot
that's
be a
something we can
skin?
talk about too. No, that's a great point.
Yeah, because if you do a discount on ships, that's the most important asset in the game.
Yep.
You're gonna create a disadvantage to the other people. So if you want to make everything equal to everyone, you can. At this point of the game, no one's gonna be rich doing Starpath. If you have like a beautiful skin for a very specific ship or whatever, it's a nice price too, and you can show everyone that you helped the system, you helped Star Atlas, you have that exclusive skin because you bring another person, or you can call the friendly skin or whatever, but you cannot monetize in some point that only some guilds or more influential people will have an advantage, a financial advantage, because in the end, it's a financial advantage.
Yeah, but that's an issue that we have also. Like content creators are putting in a lot of time, like a lot of time, and they can't be financially rewarded for that time. So that was why Starpath was also there. Like one of the things that it wanted to do is make sure that the hours that the content creators put in for a video or that the guilds put in for creating a guide or an onboarding process are rewarded monetarily as well. So if you keep it cosmetic, then it just takes away from that.
Yeah, it loses a lot of its attractiveness if you keep it cosmetic. I mean, it removes all these kind of malicious tendencies that we're talking about that could possibly happen with the code if we keep it cosmetic. But then, like, the whole reason for this program, this referral program, is to incentivize and reward content creators and people with influence that go out there and kind of recruit new people. Are they still going to want to do that if what you get is something that's cosmetic and that's it? I would argue probably not. This probably
They
wouldn't be as
were
popular.
already doing it. They are already doing content videos on YouTube before you showing any star path.
Yeah, but don't we want to incentivize those creators?
If you create the policy of showing a carrot to the donkey to move, that's not a good policy. Because if people want to do something for Star Atlas, like videos on YouTube, they can do it. The same way, each time I play 12 hours a day and I spend my soul to do transactions,
Bro, you're
I'm
making
doing
money playing. Come on, man. Let's not fool ourselves.
yeah. Well, but I paid also.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But,
it was
but it's
nothing
not
for
the
free,
same.
Santi. Nothing is for free.
I know,
But
I know.
now, even if I'm playing, I need to be the time. My time is here. It's not only the time of the content creators. Understand? Each one have their time in the game. But I'm not against the content creators. By the way, I'm against we give for some groups, doesn't matter if it's guild or content creators, uh, a benefit on top of other people, or is equal to everyone and everyone have the same chance. Or if not, don't do it.
Let's
That's
see
as
how many
simple.
people agree with that. I'm curious. Like, would you guys prefer to just not have any program at all? If we do it, do you prefer for us to make it exclusive? Not exclusive, but gated to key contributors, or to not have any program at all? I'll create a poll actually.
Stanty, I understand the side of Star Atlas. I understand that instead of having 5 people working in marketing, you have an army of 5,000 people working in marketing. I understand that. Here is not. This is not a secret. But at the same time, we need to see the big picture of the game, because, like I said, the LP for me, and I point out in the first week the LP was out before all the big fights. I was the first one that complained about the LP that was going to make lots of difference in the game. And I think if you guys gonna do a similar mistake, it's not the same mistake, but it's gonna be the similar mistake. The big one's gonna be bigger again. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
mean, it's not on that. I think you of course we want the community to and the people who add value to be rewarded by the time they put in. Like I want that to happen, and I just see in the trenches. I see a lot of people every day just putting time into creating content, into creating projects like you do, PG, and I just don't see that time being rewarded. Like right now, people are just doing it for passion. At some point in our history, we need to reach that place where if you are adding value, if you're educating people, if you're pulling, you need to be rewarded. I think that's how things should work. And it's not because, of course, yes, we want to have the army of people, but we want that army of people to be rewarded. Like I don't want people just to do it for passion, and I highly respect that. But I would like from our side of the team to be able to provide a way for these people to earn something, to be rewarded. So
I just want to say, PG, I fully understand where you're coming from, and I think a real economic game, a blockchain game, a Web3 game, especially to the caliber that we're doing it, especially when there's real life benefits and things that could happen, consequences. It's really hard, really hard to do any kind of program like this because any kind of reward, anything that has this monetary value that can, benefit the in-game world really needs to be looked at with like 20,000 magnifying glass. So I'm with you, PG, and I appreciate like all the criticism that you're bringing to this because this is exactly what we need, by the way. Like I'm glad that we're like 60-40 on how this program should be because that's going to bring the best product forward. This is exactly what's going to bring the best product forward. So I appreciate your conversation. I also, Nebulous just said on the other side, the referral program has one mission: bring new people in without exploit. Who cares if it's fair? Bigger, more impactful groups should compound their benefit. Seems okay to me. There's these two different sides, right? We want to grow the game, but then there's also this financial, this we can't ignore this financial world in Star Atlas. It just doesn't work that way. So there needs to be some kind of way. I think I think there's a clever way somewhere out there that we can figure out that makes this work. But we just have to remember, at the end of the day, this referral program should be attractive to not just existing creators, but people who are maybe on the fence of creating. Like, we want more creators out there creating content on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world, whatever the Twitters and socials are in different countries, like, we want other people creating as much content around Star Atlas as possible. Now, how can we do that? How can we incentivize that? How can we make that extremely attractive to content creators while also making it not unfair or not non-unfair as possible or as fair as possible? And how do we make sure that people can get in? How do we make sure it's not affecting the game? There's a lot of avenues to look at. It's not black and white, in my opinion. It's not we do it this way or we don't do it at all. Anyways.
Yeah,
move on.
Dom, but you need to understand that even the most honest content creator or future content creators, they will find a way to monetize more these codes because it's gonna be easy to each time you do something like that, you need to understand how many times we can scam that situation. Understand?
Mhm.
And then you're gonna have more time tracking all the codes, when where the code went, who bought the code, who the tracking of that system gonna waste more time to you or your team that creating another thing. For example, if I don't know if my memory is okay, but when we look to the money of the DAO, I think in some point in time we talk about not paying, but like giving a prize to the best content creators. I think that should be the way to give back to the boys, and we have like 10 or 20 good content creators in all languages, not only the English language. Okay, and we can create a contest for the best 20, and then you you give a bit to everyone. But if you create a code that people can monetize, or they can create a system of pass the code to that one or pass the code to the other one, because in the future, if you're going to have better ships, or in the combat arrive, uh, we're going to have need of more ships because maybe more players will come. But I think what we need to focus first is having a good game, like a good search, and then we see if the players will come or not uh, before we put all these machine of content creators working to bring more players If it's only for Sage at the price of Solana, I don't know if new players can play the game.
By the way, I just want to say Starpath is not going to affect game development here for
Yeah,
Surge or
exactly.
UE5. Like, this is something that can happen alongside of it. So I just want to, because I saw Ired had a comment. I believe that discussing a referral program is somewhat pointless. I enjoy Sage Labs, but it's a very niche game. We're moving away from Sage Labs. You know, like that is not the future of Star Atlas. Like Sage Labs, you know, we'll keep online until we have these lending programs that can allow people to be in the UE5 client. But Sage Labs is not our kind of our main vision. So we're already kind of aligned with your first sentence here. I doubt I could ever convince my friends to play just this. Yeah, you won't have to. The main point here is that we simply need a fun game that players will come to naturally. Yeah, we 100% need a fun game that people come to naturally, but
Yeah.
there's also no problem with having a referral program that accelerates that process.
Hey, this is Vile.
What's
Hey.
going on, brother?
Hey, guys. I've seen a lot of comments, and I don't know, they seem to be getting either ignored. I'm wondering if maybe you guys already see a problem with it that I'm missing, but if there was the same exact referral program, except you don't get paid unless you have volume, that would prevent any casual self-referring. And I think the only loophole I really see with it is like if you had, a volume, a money-based volume, not like sales-based volume, but if you had a money-based volume, guilds could create their own self-referral system, and the guilds could benefit from the self-referral, but it would make it so the casual person wouldn't be able to self-refer, and a new player wouldn't come along and go, oh man, I got cheated because I could have self-referred myself. They'll realize that they would have to self-refer themselves for a huge amount of volume before they ever got any money, so they wouldn't feel hurt. So I think having a system that tracks how much you do would kind of be the happy medium for all of this, while keeping it fair where everyone gets a star code and also preventing casual self referrals.
I want to say something as well. Like, I don't like
Thank you,
that
Viles,
idea
by the way.
because it's like for the big fishes become bigger. What my idea would be is like you have to couple the referral system with some progression in game, because the referral program should refer players and not just some money volume or anything. So if the player gets a certain amount of XP or something, then the referral reward should unlock or something, because then we would actually gain players and not some wallet or something or some transaction of a ship or anything.
I think that's probably one of my key takeaways, Vivi, that we get from this. I think we can all agree out here that the referrals, the rewards that you get from referring someone need to be gated, like need to be based on the activity that new wallet has.
Exactly.
I think we can pretty much
And
all
then
agree
you
on
can
that.
even implement the tiers, like if you see and the player gains like 1,000,000 XP or something, then the referral unlocks. And if he's still playing like after 6 months or something and he has a 10 million XP, you get an extra bonus or something. But it needs to be locked behind gameplay and not behind money.
I mean, I'm a bit of a hacker, so I'm always trying to how would I break that? If you implemented it tomorrow, what would I do to break it? And the easy way to break that is that you have bots that we already have in game already that just, keep a small, wallet on the side that you got referred, and you're still self-referring. It just takes more effort. So I don't think that
Yeah, come
really
on. If
fixes the
you
problem.
don't let a bot run for a year or something, or for 5 6 months to gain 1,000,000 XP, and if you do it, good for the game, because that would look like another player we get. I mean, that's the point after all. So even if they would bot something like that, they still would need to play for like a few months to gain the XP or something. And then it would look like a real player, and that's good for
Well,
the
they
whole
will
game
activate the
anyway.
economy anyways, like they will be spending fuel and stuff like that. So
I mean, it won't affect the economy at all, because if that wallet was combined with the other wallet, then the output production of that group of wallets would be identical to the wallets that are separated. So that definitely would slow down casual refers, but it wouldn't stop anyone with who didn't mind their wallets being separated for a short amount of time.
So this is
I agree.
Emperor. one of the things I'm working on is a PIP to get the content creators paid, and part of this this grading rubric, part of the proposal will be, hey, show us the receipts. I had this many views, I reached this many people, blah blah blah. You know, you have to quantify it, and part of my proposal will be creating a subcommittee to go over those invoices, you will, if you will. Maybe this could be tied into that proposed potential future subcommittee. So there's no hacking it unless you get a bunch of bad people on a subcommittee, and then to be clear, this subcommittee would then take that to the larger council. But there's a lot of details in this. But what are our thoughts on having actual humans quantify if this content creator is actually eligible or worthy of a referral code?
I like the idea. I just think it's not scalable. Is my first reaction. I'm not sure if you have the
Yeah,
same
I
thoughts.
guess my lens was just from the content creator view. The guilds
Mhm.
and all inclusive is a whole nother ball of wax. But hypothetically, if you did start with just content creators, and then I can't remember who said it, but the vanilla and the chocolate, like maybe just the vanilla because that's the best, by the way, is the content creators, and that's where we start. And then let's see how it goes. And then if we want to add guilds on top of it, it's chocolate, and then the community at large would be strawberry or something. I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that you gotta fucking start somewhere. Just do it and
Mhm.
break some
Yeah.
shit and see if it works. I don't know.
Oh, I
No,
like that.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, that's why we're here. I mean, to
But
exchange
my
ideas.
thing would be, we talking about how difficult the onboarding and everything is. So then people who actually help onboarding people and kind of mentoring them and guide them, like guilds do, for example, they should be rewarded. And then, like after a few months and after a few thousand or million XP or whatever, then they get a reward, because they actually helping the new players to onboard. If you just like have some content creator, okay, and you go from views or whatever, I don't think that's cool enough or good enough. Because any big content creator could come in, make a video, gets 100,000 views, but what did he do to onboard people?
Right. And so that's part of my of that rubric that I've been talking about. Yeah, I had a video with 100,000 views, but that's the only receipt I have. Look, that many people looked at it. Whoop-de-doo, who cares? Oh, by the way, here's the back end data that shows how many unique views, and then if you tied this referral program into it, that's even more of a receipt. Like, yeah, I got 100,000 views. This many of them were organic, and by the way, this many people, those 100,000 viewers, used my referral link. Boom, pay me. Here's my invoice. And oh, on the bonus, I got my referral rewards.
Yeah, I think something like that is cool. Something like what Sigi is saying in the chat as well. Like, let's start with a few content creators to help with onboarding, people that help create written guides as well. Like doing it from the DAO, like from a DAO proposal. And I think that's a good test as well. If people get rewarded, like literally those funds are there for a proposal like what you're saying, Emperor. So I'm happy that you're thinking about this. And not to get too deviated from Starpath, but we will also be looking at that on like how do we verify the value, how do we get people involved, and who do we get involved via Starpath. I think, well, definitely we want to change the name Starpath. Well, what I got from here is to me, and don't let me know if you agree, but to me, the key takeaway is that people want the rewards to be based on activity from the wallet that they get, from the wallet they refer. And also, there should be, some people agree, some people disagree, but I think there's no other way around making it requirement, like content creators and guilds need to meet a certain requirement to get a code, and then they can get that code and refer someone, but they will only get rewards if that someone is actually active in game. So Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
think
jump in with one last thing
yeah,
here. I love all the different comments and the different points of view, but what I think we as a community and you guys as a team, what we can't do is let perfect be the enemy of good. Um, we might just have to try something, and the people that don't like it, we can take the feedback from it and move forward. But the important thing is moving forward. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And that's all I'll say on that.
yeah, I agree.
So Santi, Dominic, do we have the proposal by tomorrow, double space, so we can read it?
For the DAO or
No,
for
for the new system, for the new Starpath system.
we can put something together. I think we probably need to do some work on this, and then like maybe we can do like a brew shop, like Starpath brew shop B2 or like part 2, and we define the specifics. But I think we're getting somewhere. I'm happy that we're discussing this out here and that we're getting the thoughts from everyone. So
I mean, like I said at the beginning, I think these are the hard conversations that you need to have to make a successful product. That just is what it like. Everyone having their own opinions here, everyone being like, well, this wouldn't work because of this, and this wouldn't work because of this, or did you think of it like this, or why would you do it this way, or this is unfair. Like these are the conversations that you need. You absolutely need to have these conversations to make something actually good. So, yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Thoroughly enjoyed this. I think everyone is bringing absolutely rock star point of views here.
yeah,
Yeah, this helps Star Atlas a lot. Thank you guys for participating.
yeah, it makes a ton of sense to have these conversations. And as Tom is saying, and I think Emperor said as well, like we're moving forward with this. Like we are not going to stop doing something that can reward the community because we're scared it's not going to work. I don't care how many tries it takes to get it right. We will always want to move forward, and nothing is going to stop us from doing that and moving forward and trying to give back to the community in any way that we can. If we do it, it doesn't work, then we modify it. So, yeah, we'll keep moving. So,
This is Star Atlas, right?
Absolutely.
I appreciate everyone who joined here. And we will definitely have a part 2 after we make some internal progress based on the feedback here.
Yeah,
Thanks, everyone.
I just want to ask
Yeah.
real quick in the chat. Did everyone enjoy this, or just I want to know what you guys enjoyed about this? If you guys didn't enjoy it, or if you guys want to see more of this for future products, or if you think this is kind of useless. I actually do want your genuine opinions. I'm not kidding. So the joking knows, like if it's not a joke, let me know. Like I do want your genuine opinions.
Agent Solas didn't really enjoy it.
He said
Leaks
made me more
didn't.
agitated. Yeah, okay. I love the voice input. Not joking here, very serious. No, boring as fuck. Okay. Sure. It's good. Good. Okay. Always good to get together and speak about some important stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay. Cool. Okay, a couple people didn't like it. I think most people did. So that's good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Okay, Leaks. I hate you, bro.
Come on, Leaks. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining. And we'll definitely have a part 2. And hopefully we can get this moving. But definitely getting your input. So I appreciate everyone who is here.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Cool.
you so much.
See ya.
Ciao, guys. Ciao.